digma, ligma, figma, sigma. Ligma, digma, figma, sigma, digma, figma. Boo. I'm terrifying and scary. Woo. Yay. God, there's so much fucking shit to talk about, dude. Oh, man. All right. Alright, we gotta wait for Boy Meets Mini anyways. So we're gonna be Bing chillin' until Boy Meets Mini shows up. Okay, we're gonna be opening a video game. And building some fucking goddamn roads. Very cool. And now it's time to build some stuff. So what we're building here is carbon mesh with the potential of also having a extra concrete outpost here as well. If we need more concrete. So I can take advantage of that node and another node that's also up there. But let's get a building. Let me see if I have any explosives available to me. Where is the pillar? Hopefully. Oh, those don't touch the ground. I can't see. Son of a bitch. Whatever. Oh boy, I love building road infrastructure. It's my favorite thing to build, let me tell you folks. I love building it. Makes me feel good. Should make you feel good. It makes me just feel great, folks. I love building road infrastructure. Okay, carbon mesh is what we want to make. I need more concrete. There's one thing that we're definitely going to immediately build. That's the wet concrete recipe when we finally have access to refineries. That'll make our concrete production definitely go up by a lot. Which will be good.
Dies of cringe.
What's up, Fox of Fate? Alright, I do have to point this out because I thought it was really funny now that people are here. I mean, Boy Meets Smitty's gonna pop up eventually. I'm definitely gonna tell this to him. Oh yeah, well, hold on, oh no, wait, finish that last one. What do you mean by my what? Hmm? My what? What? Huh? What were we gonna say with the letter D? Hmm? What were we gonna say? What's that? What were we gonna say there? Could you elucidate? Could you tell the class? Please and thank you. Hmm? Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Totally. So we're building a little outpost. Hooray. We're gonna get some extra concrete production because those three are gonna be used. Oh, I went back to see if I had some explosives for the dogs. And to get concrete. But I didn't check for explosives. Fuck my life. I don't know if I'm also falling for the trap where I'm just not doing a good job at picking and choosing my fights metaphorically, because I keep like wanting to talk about all this like different shit. It's like, oh, I want to talk about this thing. Oh, I want to talk about this thing. I just opened up the tab for Representative Adam Smith. The Breaking Points interview that he had where he made himself look like an absolute buffoon, but now I'm thinking to myself, like, do I want to spend all that time talking about... I have, like, no doubt, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that there's probably a lot I can dig into in terms of, like, dunking on and shit. But, I am but one man. And I am already, getting a pile up of fucking bullshit. What the hell? That's why you need an editor. You need to be more organized. I'm aware. There's a lot of things I need. But I don't have the ability to be able to get those things in life right now. Why? Because shit sucks. Alright, that should be enough explosives to clear out that foliage. Well, unfortunately for you, Fox of Fate, we are now getting our first South Asia-inspired Pokemon region in Generation 10 in Winds and Waves. So, oh well. Get owned, I guess. It appears that Game Freak just owned you. Many such cases. Yeah, it's inspired by Indo, yeah. Is Indo not Southeast Asia, or is that Oceania? The line around there gets very blurred. That's Southeast Asia. Yeah, Boy Meets Many fucking talks about Southeast Asia like all the time. That's what I'm saying. You fucking put this. You now have an understanding of what putis is, you putis. Now you know how putis you are, putis. No, I don't. I literally play the animation for you, damn it. You still don't get it. Some people. You just have to, sometimes you just gotta put some people in their place. That is what it is. I'm gonna ban you for that. That's a ban. You muted the tab? You're a bastard. I give you important foundational lore, and you decide to be like, mute. I'm gonna be a sassy little Vembo and mute. Okay, dude, nice meme. Good one. It is a nice meme, actually. Yeah, you're getting canceled on Twitter.com. I'm writing the twit longer right now, and now I'm having a necessary lag spike. Yo, this is awesome. Man, I really wish I knew what setting causes this shit, because God, it's so annoying, man. Joke's on you. In order to be canceled, I need to care. I need to care, and I need to be of import to entire communities. Well, you are now, idiot. Stupid. You're getting canceled, dumbass. Fuck you. What's up? What the fuck is up? Oh, I bet it's the rain that's causing this. All these damn rain particles. Okay, then I'll disappear then. Yeah, it's over. Yeah, that's right. Leaves. Fox of Fate leaves. It's over. It's fucking Jover, dude. Never to come back. No, it's just Satisfactory is eating through my computer's resources. I don't know what causes this. It's some... Honestly, it's probably the rain. How do I turn off weather effects in Satisfactory, actually? Can I turn them off? I bet it's because of this rain. The game probably does not like having to load this many fucking raindrops. It is currently not happy. No, there's like something wrong with my RAM. I don't know what it is exactly. But something's wrong with my RAM. More it's the game itself. This is good. It's causing my whole computer to fucking lag. To raining kittens and puppies, eh? Listen, they tried to add weather effects. Well, it doesn't say that it's the RAM issues. But I'd rather do anything besides buy RAM right now. Because thank you AI data centers and shit. Destiny says no leftist has ever been pushed on where the one-state solution actually ends. What the fuck does that even mean, dude? You would immediately trigger 7 million Palestinians coming back into Israel, which gives them a demographic advantage. I thought Destiny was a liberal. Why is he saying this? Plus, the surrounding Arab states and Iranian militias. The idea that Jews win in that fight is unlikely. So this is what fucking ethno-nationalists say. This is what Nazis also say, by the way. They concern themselves with the ethnic demographics all the time and numbers of people. No, it's correct for Palestinians to return to their home because they got fucking kicked out illegally by Israel. That's why it's justified for them to return home. The internet... Guess who also agrees with that? Oh, the UN. Destiny, I thought you were a fucking liberal. Like, what happened? But now you're not a fucking liberal? Like, what the fuck is this? Okay, so it was not the rain that was causing the problem. It is something else that's causing the issue. Yes, Destiny is a dumbass. If the Palestinians start to lose, there's going to be international outcry. If the Jews start to lose, nobody, literally nobody is going to give a fuck. How the fuck do you know that? The only reason why quote-unquote people care about the actions of Israel is because what the actions of Israel is doing is clearly illegal under international law, and also is just bad in general, because most of the people that they've been bombing are, guess who? Oh, women and children. But nah, guys. Again, Destiny actually believes in liberalism. Okay, bro. The last guy that I spoke to, I was like, you understand that what you're pointing towards, in all likelihood, leads to some kind of mass genocide of Jewish people at the worst. What you spoke to, at the worst, but at least some kind of ethnic cleansing, as people call it. No. What? All that the one-state solution essentially is asking for is a one-state democratic, democratic state for everybody to be able to live in Israel. Besides what is currently going on. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, it's the only thing that's going on is just fucking ethnic cleansing. That's, again, illegal under international law, as has been indicated by every human rights group and the United Nations. It's just fucking stupid. No, it's definitely the game. If I were to do a new save, the problem of Fox of Fate, it's something up with the game. It's some kind of setting within the game itself is fucking with everything. Again, this game is highly unoptimized because it's on Unreal 5. That's like the reasoning. And the guy was like, well, they have to be brave. So can we get some additional context from this? I mean, this is Destiny narrativizing, but whatever. I'm like, what do you think of the chances of that happening? And he said, oh, I don't know, maybe 55%. And it's like, you want to roll that? You're crazy. If that's your point, it's a non-starter, bro. You're just fucking retarded. Again, Destiny is supposed to be a liberal. He's supposed to believe in international fucking law, dude. But nah, he doesn't. Like, Destiny call. I'm just gonna literally. The repost is so fucking easy on this. The game is causing my whole computer. By the way, if I'm not streaming, just to say real quick, the game is totally fine. There's no problems whatsoever. I want to actually be able to play my goddamn game, but I can't. Because make my computer go to shit. It's either that or I don't know what it could also be. I have to probably double check to see. I've not opened up the computer in a bit of time. I don't know if it could be my graphics card or something. I'm not sure. Because it is only Satisfactory that's doing this. Everything else about it is fine. About 4 gigs, 5 gigs of RAM. Which is, again, not as much as, say, Opera, which is using about double that. And back to normal. Look at that. Satisfactory optimization. All right. Flag skips verification of that. Could the RAM be dying? If the RAM was dying, then I would also be lagging right now. It's not the RAM. It's the game. I would be lagging the shit right now. It's not the RAM. It's other shit. Why the fuck is this shit in French? No, it's not the RAM. RAM's not the problem. How to... how to enter multiple commands in launch options. No, it's just a space. Okay, cool. Just double checking. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay, let's see if that helps. Uh-huh. Okay. But yeah, that's the problem. The problem is this game is an unoptimized pile of garbage. That's the issue we're having. Let's see if this helps. We stable? Question mark? Stability achieved? Question mark? Oh, it's stuttering a bit there. Think we're good now? I think we're good. I think we are A-okay. I say that it stutters a little bit. What's up, Big Jerry? We're in a rather precarious position. We're still waiting for Boy Meets Mini anyways, so... doing all these tests and whatnot. It's not the end of the world. But I think we're stable now. I think. Oh, Boy Meets Mini messaged me. Now that was 20 minutes and I'm ready. Well, that was 14 minutes ago. Hopefully Boy Meets Mini doesn't take like 5 hours. Anytime there's a Boy Meets Mini segment, it's guaranteed 2 hours. But then again, there has a lot that has been. There's quite a bit that has happened in these protests. Quite a bit has happened. Oh, so it may appear that I have finally gotten out of subscriber drought. Let's go. We finally started to gain some subscribbles. Very cool. Love that for me. Well, you know, maybe. A man can dream, of course. Thank you, 235. Okay, so that's where I have the thing to make the mesh. It's gonna be a look. This build probably is gonna be a little weird. XD. U235, you are aware. I can just I see pretty much every single time anyone in my little activity tracker. I can just see whenever anyone uses any particular like point. Put this. All right. Or uses any point redeems, right? You know this, right? But Dahl, I thought you were a scuffed streamer. What the fuck? You're supposed to be bad at this. The fuck? You're supposed to be like a fucking chud. A fucking chud who doesn't know how to do anything. Well, fortunately, I know how to use my eyes. You do? Okay. Alright. Yeah, okay. Alright, buddy. Yeah, okay, buddy. It looks like we appear to be stable now. Because my obvious genius. And mostly looking up some fucking Steam commands. I'm just curious. What has changed in terms of the task manager department? Oh, it has not helped. Was it always at about 9 gigabytes? I don't remember exactly. Whatever. It's stable now. So, whatever. Just to ruin the stream, I'm going to say the protests are because of one exam. Well, joke's on you, U235. I already said that before. And that didn't ruin anything. So, checkmate, libtard. Checkmate, liberal. Liberal, 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 happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths. Forced government euthanasia. No one knows about that Alex Jones. Liberal, 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 liberal. I remember when I told Ford about that shit, he was just like, the fuck is that? Like, what does that even mean? It's like, oh my god, he doesn't know about the Alex Jones liberal song? It's like blasphemy. Fortus fucking netus. Doesn't know about that? What the? So I had to educate him, obviously. Very important. Liberal, 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 liberal. Wait, you don't... Okay, we're playing the song. It's so fucking... It's so good. It's so good. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like a random Alex Jones just gem. Just out of nowhere. Alex Jones gem out of nowhere. It's so silly.
Liberal. Liberal, 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 liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl gas. Forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la, la 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 la, la 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 la.
It's not the same energy, it's not the same level as to what it used to be. It's not. But it's funny. Like, it's not the same blood-curdling, like, cornate rage and contempt. It is not the same. Nowhere near even close to the same. But it's still very funny. It's just like, one little gem in the sea of coal. Very cringe Alex Jones. Well, that's true. I need to pay attention to Boy Meets Mini because he may be showing up relatively soon. But that's up to him. Fox of Fate is joining the Discord. Oh no, it's over. Alright, everyone. Hide the memes. It's over. There's another fucking liberal joining our fucking goddamn Discord. There's mostly not much of anything happening in there. Haha. Liberal, 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 liberal. Okay, do I want to use 5 of these things and have 500, or just stick with the 4? I think I'm just gonna stick with the 4 because it's just gonna be nicer numbers, and I don't know, I have the belt. I don't have the belts for it. I don't heck have the belt. You know. You have been invaded. Yeah, I've been invaded by a fucking, Australian. It's fucking over for us, guys. You know how, like, there's the meme, for example, of, like, you know, all the quote-unquote, like, racist friend groups being extremely diverse? I countered that with my exact audience. In terms of, like, racial diversity, we are, on fleek. Oh, shit. A fucking meme? Your response to the Esper slander. The fuck is this? This is disgusting. Look, I don't hate Esper, by the way. I like Esper. I think Esper's a fine Pokemon. It's just better exists. Mega Meowstic? Why would you ever use Mega Meowstic when unironically Mega Alakazam exists? They could have done something actually really cool with Mega Meowstic if they gave it Psychic Surge. If it had Psychic Surge, then it would be fucking awesome. It would be really, really, really good. But they gave it Trace, and it's just like, man, can we, like, get something cool for once? Like, the fuck is this? Trace? Bro, we got fucking Temu fucking, I was gonna say Temu Asmongold. No, bro, we got fucking... Temu Alakazam. Like, what the why would I ever use this thing when I could use Alakazam? I don't give a shit about an old Esper kicking me. Get the fuck out of here. What, you think I give a shit about that? I don't give 2 flying fucks about that, dude. What fucking kicking is that dumbass little cat gonna do? Bro ain't gonna do shit. Bro ain't gonna do shit. That goofy little cat ain't doing anything. Fox of Fate's trying to have Espers kick me. Also, well, if it isn't Boy Meets Mini. Also, Boy Meets Mini. We had to whip out the launch option commands in order to make the game be playable. So, yeah. It's not ideal, folks. It's not great. It's not looking great for the Satisfactory. I don't know why we're having so many lag problems with the game. No idea. I mostly do want to attribute it to this game being a highly unoptimized pile of garbage. But hey. Also, Boy Meets Mini, I need you to take a look at the recent YouTube subscriber. This is actually, it's incredibly important. I don't know if you can see the list of fucking subscribers, but we got a fucking gem, dude. We got a gem. And what I mean by that, I mean like a it's absolutely a fucking coal post. It's absolute fucking coal, but it's funny that it's happened. I need you to take a look, Boy Meets Mini. If you can look at the YouTube subscriber list. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure anyone can. Are you looking, Boy Meets Mini? This one's, it will guaranteed make you laugh your ass off. Because it made me laugh my ass off because of how fucking funny it was. Ugh. Okay. Boy Meets Mini. Did you go and look at the subscriber list for the YouTube? I need you to do it because it's going to make you... It will make you laugh your ass off. You must look at one of the more recent subscribers that we've gotten. I look at profile and everything, dude. You will laugh, and it will be funny. Alright, we're gonna make a bunch of copper ingots so we can make some wire and then make some fucking put this. No. No. Wait, no one can look at the people who have subscribed on a fucking person's YouTube channel? Really? They can't? Okay, here. I'll just fucking send the dudes. This stuff is fucking funny, man. Wait, did the fucking account get banned? No. Son of a bitch. No, it was so funny. Let me see if I can find this. No! No, the account is gone. Okay, so the account's name was Abdal Khalik Abdallah. Abdal Khalik Abdallah. Okay, so obviously an Arabic sounding name, right? It's honestly one of the most AI fucking goofy names ever on the fucking planet, right? Very AI, very silly, right? Or would it be Abdal Khalik? Probably Abdal Khalik. Whatever. It has the fucking like prefix of Abdal, right? So whatever. Yeah, Khalid Kashmiri. That's true. Yeah, I gotta get Khalid Kashmiri. Exactly. Okay, besides that, the dude's profile picture was artwork of Nuxtaku. Dude! That was awesome! When I fucking saw... I woke up, I saw that, I'm like, the fuck is this? I look at bro's profile, I see the PFP, I'm like, yo! This guy is definitely a schizo. But the fucking account got yeeted. Probably rightfully so. Funny as fuck, dude. So funny. Alright, are we starting, Boy Meets Video? What's going on here? We gotta get going, right? We probably got a lot to cover. Well, I've been waiting for you. Alright, Video Ninja time. I think it would probably be better for you to host because you're closer to the servers. So I think it's better for you to host. Yeah, exactly. It would be much better if you hosted, I think. Oof. So yeah, just give me sauce the link when it's ready and stuff in Discord, and then we'll do all the leftist tech bullshit, and then excuse me. Then we'll get going. Critical racist theorist meets another racist. Yeah, true. This has not happened before. Clueless. But dude, we got some fucking premium content. We got fucking Ethan going like full mask off Judeo-Bolshevism, except Islamo-communism. Dude's doing Judeo-Bolshevism. Let's fucking go, dude. That's so fucking hot, dude. That's awesome. That we're getting Judeo-Bolshevism from Ethan. Sick. Fucking... I completely forgot about the talking point of Islamo-communism. It's like, yeah, man. Fucking Islamo-communism. Jesus. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, those Islamo-communists. Many, like, you know, the IRGC, very well-known communists. That fucking awesome, dude. That's so fucking sick. Yeet and Klein. I don't think it's Yeet who's the main sort of problem there, okay? Like Yeet is many things. Low IQ being one of them, but like, you know. Yeah, what do you mean, you 235? It's got the word revolutionary in the name, so therefore it has to be communist. So it's welcome to the peerless logic of fucking Ethan Klein simps and like reactionaries. It's got the word revolutionary in it, so therefore it's communist. It's like, yeah, man. Genius. Same type of people who also would say that Metal Gear Solid is non-political. It's like, brilliant. We're dealing with some advanced specimens of the human race here. Highly advanced specimens. Yeah, this is a fucking efficient ass recipe. 40 dust turns into, or 40 carbon per minute turns into 100 dust per minute. It's pretty good. It's a simple 6 machines from 240 per minute. Marx sounds like Marx, so Marx is communist, am I right? That's so fucking true. Can we get some trues in chat for that one? That's a fucking true. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god, dude. Holy shit. I've never heard anything more true in my life, dude. Oh my lord. We're just like fucking spitting right now, dude. Holy shit.
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true. That's pretty true. I mean,
never heard anything more true in my fucking life, bro. Alright, it's the carbon dust. Then we just gotta bring in the coal. We'll start getting the carbon dust. And after we get the carbon dust, the next thing we need is to put together the wire assembly. Now, here's the thing. This produces a lot of copper ingots. This is about 400 copper ingots per minute. I need just a recipe that just eats through that. But I don't think there's a recipe that's, like, compact enough that can eat through that much copper per minute. Yeah, 15 for each. I don't think we need that much copper wire. I've definitely... Like, this is definitely too much for our purposes right now, but whatever. Actually, let me see what the numbers are for the copper mesh here. It's only 20 wire per minute, and it takes way more fucking dust in comparison. We can only have about 10 of these, which is 600 per minute, which is more than enough. Okay, so I'll stick the assemblers right around here so they can be this. You're not sacrificial MILF. I'm not doing the meme for you. Fuck you. Only sacrificial MILF gets the meme. You're fucking putis, so no. Nope. No.
Putis!
You're fucking putis. Okay.
Putis!
We got fucking putis spam over here. Alright. That's a fucking... quite the passwords to choose there, Boy Meets Mini. Audio source. Sound. Lovely. Oh, fucks myself in the asshole. I forgot to switch the camera source to something else. To my other webcam. Or to literally anything else. There we go. Okay, back into video. Join camera. Wait for it to load. Lovely. Not that I'm going to use this anyways, but whatever. Let's get to it. Hello. You are muted.
Can you hear me over there? And can chat hear me over there?
Yes. And God, we don't have to deal with the stupid echo bullshit. Thank fucking Christ.
I know, right? When I'm hosting, it's all better.
More like it's because Dave has the hosts of the fucking actual proper stream setup and everything. That's why.
Yeah, I gotta learn how he does that. Anyways.
Yeah, I gotta set up the browser sources now.
Take your time.
This is gonna be called India. Why? Because India. Walton. Haha, I'm very funny and hilarious and original.
If only she became mayor. That was a sad day.
That was some fucking bullshit.
I know. Well,
that was so fucking stupid. It's like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Good one. I would like to just get the source for this thing. I didn't join in as a co-director. I don't think
Can I?
you did not
Let me
invite
see.
me as you did not invite me. I think as a director.
Sorry. Let me. Yeah. Let
Yes,
me go ahead and
I need those.
re-invite you.
I need that permission for this to
I'll
work.
get you that. Okay.
Otherwise, I'll have to ask you
director.
for the source. That'd be annoying.
No, no, no. I'll see if I can elevate you.
Should be able to, I think.
Additional controls. God, there's a million buttons on this. It's good. It's just there's a million
Yeah,
buttons.
there's a lot of buttons. You can tell it was designed by some fucking like engineer or some shit.
Yeah, Factorio.
Yeah, too
Let
much
me
Factorio.
see. Yes. How do? Okay. It's showing up. Okay.
No, it's not that I can't tell the difference between Indonesia and South Asia. I don't know where exactly the borders of South Asia to Oceania are, okay? I'm not a fucking American when it comes to, like, being terrible with geography, okay? Shut your dumb ass up.
Video Ninja promote guest to co-director. Okay, I'm just gonna. It's faster for me to just find it.
Just fucking use Goggle.
Oh, you just have to add a URL parameter. But I have to get you. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, it sounds like a real pain in the ass.
No, no, no. We'll customize. Okay. Right. No, that's just a guest thing. Okay. Video Ninja co-director. I'm pretty sure if you assistant directors, the shared co-director password. Okay, one sec. I need to configure this room. Oh, lovely.
XD.
XDDD. Highlight director. Remote co-directors. Here. I'm sending you this. We'll try this, okay? Here we go.
You're sending
Now
this.
try joining with that link. I don't think you need the.
Alright. Approved.
There we go.
We're so Barack, I have the ability to get the links now. So we are...
Yay!
Yay! Alright, lovely. There we go. There's our first link cause. That all goes here. Jusseroni. Who to follow? Loner Box. You fucking Loner Box. What the heck?
No. Well, you see, I don't follow.
XD. Yeah, not right now.
RIP my algorithm.
Yeah, your algorithm's fucking cooked, dude.
How far he fell, really. Anyways.
Yeah, anything to get the DGG simp bucks or whatever the fuck. How fall doth he hath fallen.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. It happens to all of us. Oh my god, it's big, it's big meets mini.
I've taken over your stream. Now I haven't. Okay.
Oh no, boy meets mini's now echoing.
No, why am I echoing?
It's cause wait, is he echoing on stream? Yes.
There is echo.
Yeah, it's because it's the thing with video where it's because of the browser source. It's also taking the sound from your fucking browser source as well, because your microphone's also coming through there as well.
Oh, right. So
Yeah,
you probably need to mute me. You probably need to mute me on mute in scenes. I don't know.
Let me see. Can I just mute on this bit? You should be able to mute a browser source, I think.
Yeah, does it have a separate audio
I'm
meter like in OBS? It should have its own audio meter.
It should. Well, no, it's not a separate audio meter.
You
Because
can't
it's not like a.
control through OBS. There should be a checkbox on the browser source, control audio with OBS.
I think it's Control E. No, it's not Control E.
Yeah, no, there's in the property there should be a thing to control
No,
there
it's
isn't.
control audio via OBS. That should do it. What?
Yeah, and then
I just mute you. There we go.
all right, am I echoing?
You shouldn't
All
be
right,
echoing.
let's see.
Well, I mean, you're not echoing in my headset anymore, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's control.
Not echoing.
Yeah,
Dub.
It's a dumbass fucking checkbox.
Dad. I just brought all the
These
cringe to your stream.
Fucking. This is why you are a bum cheek. You're just a bum cheek.
So true.
He's a bum cheek.
So true. Yeah, that's right.
So true.
All right.
Let's get fucking started with this. Putingus. Putish.
Is that going to be in the video? I'm guessing. I guess that will be. Anyways.
I will now, for the express purpose of the video, I will now edit it out. Get fucking.
Oh no,
It's
we got to
over.
keep it.
Anywho,
keep it for the
let's
memes.
just get started with this.
All right.
All right, I have summoned Cringe Meets Mini, as one should. Hello, Boy Meets Mini. Say hi to the people.
Hello, hello. I'm back again for more cringe and
Very cringe.
you know, more fun in the comment section. So comment
Yes.
below.
As one should. But you know, I've well, I wasn't really probably going to like take a look at this because there's a bunch of other bullshit going on. But there's been some massive fucking protests in India for, and get this, this is going to be very reductive, but it's reductive on purpose, for a dude who leaked some fucking exam results. Yeah. We're talking about levels of fucking incompetence that have not been seen since the Nazis. It's real bad.
Yeah, and actually, let me pull up the website where he went over that. Okay.
Wow, that was fucking slick. Wow.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about
Who's this?
yes, I believe it is.
There's a nice
this.
fucking website. It's clean. Jesus.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about this kid. There's a kid named Satisfactory. This is kind of like what started the whole thing. But anyways, before we get into it, yeah, I will do sort of a preamble first. So, let's put up the. Sorry, I'll put up the. Where was it? Sure, I'll put this up just to start. There we go. Just to get that nice protest vibe going. There we go. Mm-hmm. All right, so everybody, yes, I'm Boy Meets Mini. For those who don't know, I'm also originally from India. So, yeah, I mainly northern India. That's where my family's from. And
known Mudahar clone, Boy Meets Mini.
Oh yeah, well, Mudahar is my imposter. Mudahar is my imposter. So don't yeah, I disavow. So anyways. Yeah, so I'm originally from northern India, but as you probably may have heard in Western news, although it wasn't really reported until like 3 weeks into the protests, sadly.
Yeah, this shit's been going on for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this started almost a month ago. So
yeah.
And there's been protests for the past month, and you might wonder, why have there been protests and hunger strike and all this stuff going on? Well, what happened was that earlier this year there were state exams. Every year there's state exams at the high school level to get into university and place people and get admission. So those state and national exams were basically tainted because the results for those exams, the answer keys, were stored on unsecured AWS EC2 instances or servers. You're an IT guy, you probably know what that is, an EC2 instance.
Well, okay, I've not personally worked with AWS, but
okay.
I'm all too aware of unsecure servers.
And that's what happened here. And yeah, it was and I know it's a funny acronym for those who are terminally online, the NEET leak, NEET. In this case, I believe that's the engineering, like the science and the STEM exam for those on that path who want to get into technical schools. So yeah, the questions were leaked, the answer keys. And so how did this all start? Well, actually, before we get into the root of it, what's happened the past month? Basically, there was one of the leading activists in India who's a very famous architect and STEM advocate. His name is Sonam Wangchuk, and he is originally from Ladakh. Ladakh is a region that's like north of Kashmir. It's like way up there by Tibet. And so Sonam Wangchuk went on a fast, and he fasted for, I believe, 28 days. Sorry,
Damn.
NEET is for med school, JEE is for engineering. Sorry, thank you. But anyways, so the med school exams leaked and all that stuff. And so basically the Sonam Wangchuk, he's gone on hunger strike before for protests specific to his region of India, to Ladakh. But then this time he went to the capital, Delhi, to protest and demand that the education minister of the country resign. And so the education minister's name is Pradhan. You've probably heard the name Pradhan being thrown around in news articles and
I am
reports
vaguely
and stuff.
aware. Yes.
And memes. Yeah, and all the
I've definitely
all
seen
the,
some memes.
we're gonna go over those. So yeah, there's definitely been some of those, and so we're going to talk about that. But yeah, Pradhan basically is, the buck stops with him. He's the national education minister, and we're going to get into why. But basically, TLDR, India's exams this year, all of their state exams, including NEET, which was the medical one, and JEE, were all moved onto a digital grading system where, yes, the papers are graded by hand, but then the system picks it up off of the scans. And so you can already imagine, when you're dealing with exams in multiple languages, multiple scripts, you're dealing with hand markings that are different from grader to grader. What happens is the system misgrades exams. And so millions of students had misgraded exams.
Oh, that's fucking epic, dude.
Yeah, and because it's like the most competitive education system on the planet, right up there with South Korea's and China's, unfortunately 21 or 23, I think 23 students unfortunately self-deleted.
Yes,
really,
I
really
have
sad.
that's where I also heard about this specifically as well, because of that. But these things are basically like it's like CSAT on crack, basically.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah, like in some ways, actually, China, to their credit, has moderated their education system and moved away from the rote stuff and all that. India really hasn't. It's stuck in those old Victorian ways. Yeah, we declared independence and stuff, but man, we're still really Victorian in our institutions.
Man, it's almost as if this was by design by the British, when the Brahmins because they were the only vestiges of civil society that was left after the British. Oh no, whoa! It's almost as if the Brahmins got this from somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, and unfortunately, I know, like, that may, for those who are not familiar with the country, that may sound a little conspiratorial. No, it is true that upper castes, people from the upper castes who are a minority of the country, they dominate all institutions, government, business, education. Like, it's like 96% domination of all national institutions. So yeah, and also like judges and stuff like that. So all your like civil society institutions and businesses are dominated by upper castes, privileged castes. So and yeah, so basically, the CBSE, the Board of Education, used unsecured servers to store copies of student answers. So it wasn't just the answer keys and the original question papers. It was also student results. So actually, like, full scans.
Literally
of,
their fucking answers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Epic.
So this
it's
is
also
all...
like a massive docs as well. Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah. And so basically, they had to cancel all those exams after the students had already taken them. And so this level of incompetence,
that's fucking epic, dude.
Because of the software they were using. The software they were using was, contracted out to a company who developed it, and they had to meet requirements. And we're going to get into it, but oh my goodness, there were so many loopholes and so many like exceptions made for this company.
Wait, was
for
this
whatever reason?
Hold on,
So,
was this hacked? Was it a hack? Was it a breach? Data breach?
Yes, it was a data breach, and but it was
That's awesome.
yeah. Yeah, it was a data breach, and we're gonna get into it. But actually, a 12th grade, a high school student, actually like documented everything. He wasn't the leaker, but he like did the research and put together like a full expose of the database and stuff like that. So smart kid. Very, very smart kid. His name is Satisfactory. So we're gonna talk about him and sort of how he was central to this whole what people are calling the cockroach movement. Now, why are people calling it the cockroach movement? Now you could I know Asmongold viewers.
Yeah, so,
like, hey,
not
stolen valor.
Yeah, stolen valor, not to be mistaken with Asmongold. Not those cockroaches.
No, these are the good kind. And so where it started is when initially concerns were raised online by millions of students about this exam scandal, one of the I think members of parliament, actually called those students cockroaches, and so then this movement started.
What a great response! That's awesome.
Yeah, and so there's a guy. His name is, and I'll look him up. There's this guy who started this movement. This guy. The guy who started the Cockroach Junta Party. So for those who don't know, Modi's party is called the BJP. I know, funny name. I have many other names for them, but yeah, the BJP, the Bharatiya Janata Party, which translated means Indian People's Party. Funny how they call themselves a people's party but are cracking down on people this hard. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, anyways, this guy Abhijit Dipke, as you can see on the screen here, this Giga Chad, he actually founded the Cockroach Junta Party, the Cockroach People's Party. Yes, absolutely, that's what I called them too. And so yeah, the Cockroach Junta Party was like this, it started as sort of online satire and criticism of the regime and stuff like that. As in May, but then because of this exam scandal, they like latched onto it. Not only latched onto it, they actually formed coalition with and built a coalition around protesting the education department and Pradhan and his education ministry as education minister. So basically, yeah, this guy started. Now it's not his first rodeo in politics. He has been in politics before with the Aam Aadmi Party. He used to do their social media. So he's on social media for parties across India. He actually, what's funny is he actually used to be a communications advisor to the national government's education department, which is very interesting.
That is incredibly ironic.
Yeah.
The irony is not lost.
Yeah. So this is Abhijit, and of course, they use the cockroach symbol. It's very cool because they took an insult from a member of parliament and actually turned it into a movement, which is awesome. That's so endearing. So now I will say something about Abhijit. Abhijit is not. I wouldn't call him a dyed-in-the-wool leftist. He definitely is more of a lib. And is very like laser focused on certain policy, and I feel like a lot of the policy proposals he has, and we won't get into it too much, but basically the CJP, their policy proposals are very here and now. They're kind of sock dems, basically. You can think of them as social democrats, essentially. So yeah, it would fix immediate problems, but they're not looking at long-term stuff. They are a bit ignorant of things like caste hierarchy and things like that. So I have criticisms of CJP, but I will say this much. This is a massive, this is the world's largest country, the world's largest government. One of the world's largest governments.
Yeah, and pretty much like at this point in time, with the consolidation of power within India, with the BJP, you kind of take what you got to get.
CJP is step zero, I feel, to that sort of youth uprising. And not only the youth uprising, one thing you got to remember about India is a majority youth country. A lot of Western countries are middle-aged to elderly are the majority, right? India is majority youth population. So they have even more potential as far as like having like systemic change in the country, even though everything's so entrenched and it's the world's biggest country, 1.5 billion now, 1.5 billion people. But the thing is you also have a large potential for youth movements, municipally, right, state level and federally. So
aren't Brahmins tending? Don't they mostly tend to be older? Like the upper caste, they tend to skew older. I think, right?
Not particularly. I mean, India has a high birth rate still among like it definitely
Sure.
it's starting to level off, but it has a high birth rate, and so yeah, it's I wouldn't say that. No, the demographics are in terms of age are pretty like very
It's
very biased toward the youth.
okay. That's okay.
So
That's
like
and yeah, I was mostly asking if that's like across castes.
yes, it is.
Okay.
It definitely is. So yeah, there's still that youth bias even among Brahmins, and we'll go into it. A lot of young Brahmin, young upper caste, people, not just Brahmin. You're also talking other upper castes like Jains and Kshatriya, and all these other sort of upper privileged castes who are property owners, business owners. They come from those kind of families, and even they're out protesting in large numbers. It's quite amazing, actually.
That's funny.
So. Yeah, and they're realizing like even a lot of them are saying, "Hey, my mom and dad, they're Modi, they're Modi super fans. They think he's a guru and stuff. I don't buy it. I don't agree with my parents." Even some people have
Based?
broken off with their families temporarily to join the protests, and their families hate them, and they still go out there. So it's been inspiring to see like a lot of people from privileged positions actually go out in the streets, during a heat wave. I mean, India's having a heat wave and monsoon right now. You can imagine how humid it is outside, and they're sitting out there 24/7 and sleeping on the streets in Delhi. I mean, it's amazing. So anyways, that's what sort of drove this protest. And also, this isn't just about an exam leak and a data breach and all that stuff. This is indicative, and I think what Indian youth are realizing is this is indicative of much, much larger systemic problems. If you have problems like this with your education system, you need to look at everything about your education system. Like you need to look at not only that, you need to look at your economy, your wealth inequality.
America.
You got to look at
America,
everything.
take some fucking goddamn notes.
Yeah, this is why I'm talking to you about this, because America, Canada, basically every country on Earth needs to pay attention to what's going on in the subcontinent, a region that's the most populated region on Earth, but never gets coverage really unless there's a plane crash, which really sucks. Or if there's some U.S. foreign policy thing, or if Trump goes.
Yeah. By the way, and
Yeah.
I've said this before, education is
Yeah.
the root of all of these problems. If you do not address educational issues, everything trickles down from there, which is why I consistently talk about the death of civic nationalism and the death of education through the death of subject. Oh my God, Rod Daho is mentioning the death of subjectivity again. No,
All comes around.
Oh,
It all comes back
comes
around, doesn't it?
Oh, wow, it's
Yes.
almost like I'm a luminary or something crazy.
Yeah, that's the real trickle down economics right there. Reagan missed that one. So anyways, yeah, basically, yeah, and this wasn't just in Delhi. This was in cities and towns across India, in villages, and also there's sort of a parallel protest going on against the U.S.-India tariffs and the trade deal that's really bad for farmers and also for day laborers and manufacturers in India. So there's a huge uprising of farmers as well
Wait, what
who
do you
joined
mean? I
in
love my
support of the
farmers.
students. Yeah.
Yeah, I love my farmers. What do you mean?
Yeah, and you probably remember the farmers' protests in 2020. I mean, I showed you the video. Like there were
There's probably
like
there was millions of them.
oh yeah, there was like a million farmers that went to Delhi. Like and they were like from like nearby states. There were like miles and miles of tractors and ox carts and just farmers just waiting to go into Delhi and block
By the
all
way,
the
yeah,
roads.
same
It was
same
amazing.
Yeah, same shit with the French
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
When they like dumped shit everywhere. Very funny. Very, very
That
fucking
was
funny.
that was the yellow vest movement, right?
I don't
Um,
think I think the yellow vests are probably affiliated with it. No, it's like it's a separate
Mm.
thing. They
Okay,
joined
okay.
in along the yellow vests because of the
Okay.
that was because of pension, I
Mm.
think, if I recall correctly, because of pension, not deregulation, but essentially like Macron did the one thing you're not supposed to do in France, and that's fuck with pensions.
Yeah, he wanted to raise, I think, the age to 64.
Yeah,
or
because he
5 or
wanted
something.
because he wanted to pay back the fucking German bankers who bankrolled his fucking campaign. That's why, bastard.
Yeah. Yeah, Modi can't say Jhut Bolo now. So basically, there's a few local things. So Jhut Bolo in Hindi and Urdu basically means Modi accuses like the other side of telling lies. It's kind of like how Trump says fake news. That
Fake
Modi's fake
news.
news is Jhut Bolo, right? Jhut Bolo means
bolo, folks. Jhut bolo.
that he's just Abhigid Bar, Trump Sarkar. That was such a funny clip. Anyways,
Those are words.
but now he's the liar, right? Now he's the liar. He's been made out to be the liar. And also, speaking of that, Modi has promised multiple times to actually fix this problem, because this is not the first time exams have had these type of scandals and mess ups. This has been going on for years. There's been various cases of this throughout India. There was, I think, a massive case in 2022, in fact, of this very similar thing happening with incorrect grading and data breaches. So this is not the first time. And so Modi said he was going to fix it, never fixed it, never fixed it. And that's why now with the protests, and with Sonam Wangchuk doing basically, I think, a 28-day fast, which is incredible. I don't know how he did that considering his age. I mean, he is, I believe, in his 60s. So
Damn.
to do a fast that long is
well, boy meets Smitty,
something
clearly, Gandhi did that before, so
yeah. Well, I yeah, I guess. Yeah, so the scandal there was basically a lot of students had perfect scores on the medical exam, and a lot of them just didn't get accepted into medical school. So, and
That's,
also it was making
that's pretty bad.
yeah, and there were
I
a
would
lot
be
of
pretty pissed about that,
it was
honestly.
sussy. Yeah, and it was very sussy that year, and so yeah, this has not been the first time that India has messed up its exams and its education system. So, push came to shove. Sonam Wangchuk said, "Hey, we're calling for the education minister to step down." So his initial demand, and let's get into that. And actually, well, the good news, we'll get into the demands and get into what happened. But basically, let me find it here. So basically, he wanted to fast for 6 weeks, and so the 6 week fast would have been basically he lost more than 8 kilos of weight. That's a lot. His his blood pressure was really low too. It was dipping below 110 on the systolic. So yeah, his blood pressure was dropping. He lost 8 kilos. And yeah, the government basically said, okay, the police forced him to go to the hospital I think at day 18. But anyways, so this whole movement, this cockroach movement, which has backlash against the insult against students who are the future of the country. Sonam Wangchuk joined in, and basically he basically his first demand. So this is what was his first demand: the resignation of Education Minister Pradhan, who that was his central demand, and that was also the Cockroach Party's central demand. And so basically, that was the first thing. And so, and yeah, that's what he looked like on July 14th, which I believe that was day 17.
Yeah, he's looking kind of rough there.
Yeah, and he's been getting worse. Yeah. And basically, and if you wonder how many students this might have affected, you could say, oh, this is a little thing, whatever. No, this affected, I believe, how did this be? 2.2 million students. So 2.2 million students nationwide. This actually affected them because they were seeking admission to, medical and dental school. So, to pre-med basically. And so essentially, and this is not the first time Sonam has done a fast. He's done this before for massive protesting against the government for various reasons. But yeah, so this is not his first time. And so eventually later, he actually increased his demands for the entire government to step down. He wanted there was a point people were thinking, okay, is this going to be like Nepal or Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka in 2022? Is this going to be is this the next country to overthrow its government? Would have been amazing, actually.
Or Madagascar as well. Bro is saying now.
Yeah, he was
saying now, out now.
Well, he was, because I think 20 days into his fast, the education minister was not stepping down. He wasn't taking questions. He avoided the media and ran. The prime minister ran. Like, everybody was just what's amazing is all the fear, like I've talked about on the show. I think I've talked to you about like how much fear like the BJP and the RSS put in people's hearts, and how much they're afraid to speak up. And now there isn't that fear, right? And
no
so
one cares
now
anymore, 'cause it's just like, you guys are a bunch of fuck asses. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, you're not giving us a future. And so and now that the majority the country's youth are against you, yeah, I did too. I wanted, and that was his demand as well. He wanted the administration to resign. And so basically the entire administration. And so and now the people who previously made everyone fear them are now in fear. They were running, right? So the PM, everybody was running. And so now it had them running scared. And the good news is today, of course, Pradhan has resigned, but we're going to talk about his replacement, who's arguably just as bad, if not worse. So this movement is far from over. The struggle is far from over. The other bad thing is, Modi. Sorry, go ahead.
Who do they want to replace? Because I'm gonna be like honest here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not gonna get anyone probably good at all.
No.
It's probably just gonna be like whatever, like I don't know, Linda McMahon looking head ass type shit. Who does the who are the protesters demanding replace Pradhan?
They did not really. I think there may have been a few suggestions, but that was one of the weaknesses of the movement, in my opinion. Was they did not have a replacement. So that I think was a misstep.
That's a misstep.
Yeah, Abhijit should have had a replacement, but I think there is a longer fight.
If I were to take a guess,
I think that should have been a demand.
Yeah, I think for one of the reasons, probably if I were to take a guess, if I were to get in their heads, they probably know that they're not going to get anyone who's going to be like actually competent or from the potential opposition in the education minister. It's always going to be some like fascist dipwad. That because the BJP are the ones who currently in power. Do they have like a majority in power?
Let's look at the Lok Sabha plurality. So this is the current layout of it, and yeah, the saffron here. This is
that's BJP,
that is BJP. So they have a plurality at the moment, which is still powerful.
Yes, unless like every other party somehow banded together to put up a candidate, that's probably not going to happen. Probably not. It's always going to be some stooge more than likely. Because I assume
the BJP.
I'm assuming there's probably further right-wing parties that are within there, and they're not going to go along.
Oh,
with
yeah.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, there's coalition parties with the BJP. So the coalition still has like a slight majority in Lok Sabha, which is the lower house of India. And Rajya Sabha is the higher house. So we could look at the Rajya Sabha if we wanted to. I don't. Let me look at the Rajya Sabha is weird because it's like the House of Lords. It's essentially India's house. Yeah, it is a majority.
Yeah, it's the same as the House of Commons, basically, right? Or no,
yeah,
no.
House of Commons. No, House of Commons.
House of Commons. This would be the
House of Lords.
Yeah, the fucking the thing where they barely do anything, basically.
Yes.
In Britain.
Yeah.
They don't.
It's just. Shit. Yeah, House of Commons is Lok Sabha, and House of Lords is Rajya Sabha. If you want an analogy to Britain, let's say, our former colonizer.
I was more doing same with Canada. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I know Canada. Yeah, Canada.
Yeah, we don't have a House of Lords in Canada. We don't have that shit.
Nope.
Fuck you, Britain.
Well, don't you have a Senate? You have a Senate, right?
No, it's just It's House of Commons. House of Commons. That's it. We just have Parliament.
Beautiful.
That's it.
That's a beautiful system.
Like literally, the Prime Minister himself also has to have his own seat.
They do? No.
Yep. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. Carney. Fucking.
Well, no. I was saying.
Yeah. Prime Minister participates in House of Commons sessions.
I was going to say Canada does have a Senate. I thought they did.
Yeah, but they don't do shit. We don't have a Senate. They don't do anything.
Okay, they're just sort of it's like they're like a non-functioning part of the
like no, they don't do like we don't have a Senate. They don't do anything. Okay. No, like literally no. It's House of Commons, the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister participates in the House of Commons as well. Yeah. There's
all you need to know.
Yeah, there's videos of fucking like Trudeau like yapping in the House of Commons, like debating with people and shit.
Yep,
this happens all the time. Anywho, a Canada tangent aside.
So back to this. So that's explains sort of India's structure. And yeah, I guess, like you said, they probably couldn't put up a replacement even if they wanted to, just because the current administration would not accept them because they want their rank and file RSS, sort of extremists in power. And unfortunately, the guy who's replacing Pradhan is a guy named Prahlad Joshi. So Joshi is the guy who's replacing him. And who is this guy? Basically,
not a Yoshi.
Not a Yoshi. He's not base. He's very cringe.
Not Joji, obviously. So
not him either.
not that guy.
Not that guy, but Prahlad Joshi. Basically, he is currently. So Modi basically shuffled his cabinet and said, "Okay, I got another guy for you." He basically shuffled the ranks and said, "Okay, I will make the Minister of Consumer Affairs the Minister of Education." So he's just picking favorites and not really vetting people, which that's to be expected. Very incompetent administration. So anyways, yeah, Prahlad Joshi is the replacement, and yeah, he basically is the Minister of Consumer Affairs. Which, what qualifications does he have to run education? I don't know. He's an unk who's loyal to the guru, whatever. I don't know. That's basically it. It's very much like like the Trump administration. It's whoever licks his boot hardest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, basically. And so, and yeah, I mean, this is basically like people say, oh, Modi's stubbornness was defeated. Not really. This is him continuing to be stubborn and just putting the wrong people in the wrong places. And so I pulled him up. Let's talk about Prahlad Joshi real quick. So Prahlad Joshi, basically the way he got started, he first entered politics with...
Oh, hey.
There it is.
Wait,
ding, ding, ding.
Whoa. Who are those guys? Well, what's that? I see an R and an SS.
Wow.
I wonder what this random paramilitary group has in order to be able to be, I don't know, like running an educational system. I have no idea, Boy Meets Mini. I'm a stupid Canadian. I have no idea. I'm just a silly little guy.
Yeah, even though they did a little,
I'm doing my Eto Blay right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did do they did do some really shady stuff in Vancouver recently. We all know what that's about.
Yeah, well,
yes. Of course. So, anyways, yeah. So the way this guy got into politics originally, he was an MP as well. He was an MP for a while, and then he rose up in the ranks. And this whole time, by the way, he was in the RSS. He joined the RSS in 1992, and as you probably have told you about what the RSS did in 1992, you should probably remember that's when they destroyed that famous mosque in northern India. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Babri Masjid, which is a really old mosque. It's from like the 1600s. It's a very, very old mosque.
Was getting rid of human history. I love it. Epic.
Yep. Yeah, and it was a pilgrimage site and everything. So beautiful place. And that's where the Modi built his massive temple and stuff. And yeah, it's just really bad. So anyways, he actually participated in a very similar type of sort of organized hate event. So there was an event in 1992 to 1994. And I don't know exactly how to pronounce it because it's not my native language. This is in southern India. So the Irga Maidan Hubli. So now, what is this all about? Basically, what happened is the Irga Maidan is a mosque in Bangalore. Bangalore is that tech city in southern India. It's one of the biggest cities in the world now. But the Irga Maidan, which is like this sort of like open sort of public space in front of a mosque. At this place, basically, there's been a dispute over it, but basically. The dispute was the Supreme Court did not allow Hindu sort of festivals to be celebrated at the Irga Maidan in Bangalore. Hubli. In Hubli, this is a different city. Hubli is like a city that's like close to Bangalore. It's pretty close. But basically, they what they did is they basically hoisted an Indian flag over this place. The RSS tried to take over this place and also like harass the worshippers at the mosque and the Muslim community and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And so basically they were they were basically occupying this public space, the RSS, and they were
Many such cases.
yeah, so without getting through it, they wanted to like demolish the mosque and the community, and it was there were a lot of there were a lot of riots that the RSS started in this time. And so yeah, that's basically what happened here at Gamadan, was there were lots and lots of RSS initiated riots that they started. So yeah, this guy started was participatory in all those riots. Lovely. So yeah, this is who's running your education system now. And
epic.
so yeah.
The guy who just
and so-
riots.
yeah, what
I
mean,
hold on. I thought the fascists love like law and order. Like, what happened? Why is a guy who's starting riots running the educational system? That's a little. That seems a little incongruent to me. I don't know.
mm-hmm. And you probably saw, like, I don't know if I can or should show them, but you've probably seen some of the police brutality.
I've seen like, some quick footage. Yeah, like
like
people like basically some dude just running up on people with sticks and just like beating the shit out of people.
yeah, the police, they carry these like massive bamboo sticks called lathis. They're really strong. And so basically that's how they like disperse a crowd. They just swing it and like it push people back. And obviously, yeah, it can break people's arms and limbs and stuff. It can break rib cages, and send people to the hospital. It's killed people before. Like, again, it's what the British used to do. They used to do with these sort of stick charges, right, or lathi charges. So in our language, in sort of local speak. So that's essentially what that is. And so yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
Oh, and they're firing also live ammunition as well. U-235.
Yeah, live ammo. Yes,
epic.
live ammo. Yep. Yeah, there were some cases. I think it's some place. I don't know if it was it in Delhi or was it in Patna. I think in Patna they were firing live ammo at protesters. And yes, obviously the less than lethals. One of the worst things, by the way, was they actually were using expired tear gas, which is really bad. I mean, tear gas is bad, first of all, but expired is worse because A, it's concentrated, and B, because it's expired, the canister essentially becomes shrapnel. It doesn't come apart properly. So
that's fun.
Yeah.
So like a makeshift frag grenade, basically.
And it's more concentrated.
Epic.
So yeah, and so it's very ironic because back in 2018, Modi made this tweet. He said, "I want the government to be criticized. Criticism makes democracy strong." And of course, people.
Wow, it's a very liberal value of you there, Narendra Modi.
And of course, the protesters printed a bunch of these T-shirts, and the protesters were wearing them and to show, hey, what about this,
XD.
And of course, somebody made a fake tweet. It does not matter. I can go back and open a tea stall, but.
like Uncle Iroh, but this guy's nothing like Uncle Iroh. Uncle Iroh is actually based.
Yes. Also, there were some really cool signs and stuff. Yeah, nobody funds me. I hate this corrupt government for free. Based 07. Yeah, he's based? So done. He's so done.
Yeah, bro's just like, man, I'm fine. This shit's fucking cooked, man.
Yep. Even the kids, they're they're showing up being based. Yep.
That's
I don't know.
No, clearly this is communist indoctrination, Boy Meets Mini. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, so true. And yeah, this is all in Hindi, but this Unk who actually voted for Modi and Harker supported him, did a 180 basically. He said, I supported him for years and now I see the truth, and my kids, this guy actually reformed himself because of this. He's like, I don't want to see the children fail. And
well, I mean, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? That's always been the most effective method at quote unquote doing the fascist MAGA sort of deprogramming. It's not going to be yelling at them on the internet. That's fucking worthless. Doesn't do shit.
Yeah, debating them is not worth it.
Yeah, it's not worth it. You call them 3 IQ troglodytes and you say they're stupid. You just insult them. Don't bother really engaging with any of their arguments. They're not
No.
interested in engaging in, like, honest debate. They don't give a fuck about any of
Mm-hmm.
that. Innuendo Studios, Alt-Right Playbook, does a
Mm-hmm.
great breakdown into that. You just insult them, you call them stupid, and you move on with your life. Because they're not interested in honest engagement. The only thing that
Yeah.
can break the quote unquote fascist mind virus, Pepe, is their families either shunning them from the rest of their broader sort of familial space, or their kids essentially like going like non-contact. Now, this is not 100% foolproof, obviously, but you want you want the best way possible for your dumb fuck conservative parents to no longer be dumb fucking conservatives. Yeah, you just go like cut off all contact and just say like, go fuck yourself.
Mm. Now, what's very interesting, I guess we're obviously seeing all the incredible footage from the protests and sort of like also like the amount of solidarity. I mean, these are all farmers who were just hopped on buses and came into Delhi to protest not only for the education but also for against the trade deal with the U.S. because that's going to hurt them, and also their kids have to go to school, so it's like a double sort of
Double whammy.
protests cross solidarity. Yeah, this is where I think almost 100,000 farmers showed up this time.
Damn.
In Delhi, and basically all the streets were clogged. People couldn't hop on the metro. Even like tuk-tuk drivers, they were shuttling protesters for free between places to help them escape the police and stuff. It was amazing, like the amount of solidarity that was shown. As much as I doom about my home country and all the bad stuff that happens there, like people on the ground are really want things to be better, and they just now I feel like with this movement they have a voice. They are no longer fearing the regime, and I think that's a huge step. I think
Well,
that's step zero.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. This is only going to become more and more, which is why the far right sort of insurgents it's pretty much it's destined to fail. It's always going to be destined to fail for one simple reason: their sheer incompetence and inability to be able to actually run a fucking government. Which is why how like Elon Musk loves to sort of pump up the far right within Europe. Those guys, like, because of just like all of the sheer incompetence of all the different far right governments that are currently in power right now. If there's gonna be a ton of instances where those guys are gonna have problems getting into power, because like people are gonna see this in the news and just be like, well, look at how many fucking instances of you guys being absolute sheer fucking morons there are. Like, why the fuck do we want you in power? Absolutely the fuck not. You guys are idiots.
Yeah, and like this guy here, like he's sort of cleaning up after a protest, and so basically he found a bunch of people's shoes, because what happened is when the police do the lathi charge, when they charge the crowd, try to disperse them with those sticks. Yeah, they run and the people lose their shoes. So he's picking up all the kids' shoes, which wow, 07 really.
I think I've seen that exact video though. I think I have.
Yeah, this one made the rounds.
Yeah, it made the rounds. I've definitely seen that video.
And then they all sang Bella Ciao, of course, based. So really cool to see that. Yes, there's obviously lots of memes. Yeah, the cockroaches are coming after him.
They're gonna get him. He's getting roached. Asmongold is here, but the good version of Asmongold.
No, we don't. He can't sit with these. He can't sit with these. And now what's funny is there's this meme going around, which this is Pradhan, by the way. And so Pradhan's actions, his incompetence, made him the co-founder of the CJP, effectively.
Real. No, they're spitting with that one. Absolutely spitting.
There's some absolute memes. And so now there is a sort of technical side. Actually, a little bit more about this. So there's a bit of a tech side to this as well. So part of the protest that's happening here, obviously, this was also a test run for the government to do mass surveillance. As you know,
of course,
here in the States, I don't know if in Canada, if you have Flock yet, I hope they don't sign those contracts. They probably are. Who knows?
No, not that I know of. But I mean, Carney has been getting interested in more like mass surveillance bullshit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, these protests were a test for the government to do more, deploying more drones, automated sort of surveillance, and obviously, jamming signals, things like that. Canada doesn't have Flock. Better keep it out of there. You know, the
Not yet.
keep sending the geese, you know, over to the U.S. to annoy us. Yeah, that's better. We'd rather have flocks of geese, anyways. Basically, so there was because of the signal jamming. So actually, sorry, real quick. So interestingly, the place in Delhi where they protested, and they have these across a lot of Indian cities, but this is the place that they protested in India. This is a park called the Jantar Mantar, and if you wonder what this means, Jantar Mantar means place of knowledge, or like central place of knowledge. And what this is, and this is the one in Delhi.
Not what Ty Lopez preaches, of course.
No. Basically, what this is it's it was built sort of during the Mughal era. And basically, this is a place where astronomical instruments, people would put like astronomical instruments, like you see something like this, you know, for like observing stars. So basically, and also like, you know, sort of, you know, studying architecture and things like that. So basically, a Jantar Mantar is like a sort of it's a place where actually like instruments used for calculation of the stars were used, and they were all built out of stone, and so you could, you know, observe the cosmos. And so what's very interesting is the students protested in a place of knowledge, a place of science and information gathering, and yet they were being cracked down upon by an anti-intellectual, you know, regime. And so very symbolic. And this is like, what better place to protest corruption in your education system than a place like the Jantar Mantar, where, you know, where like knowledge about the stars was gathered, 200, 300 years ago. Yes, exactly. Yes. We absolutely survived. But anyway, off of Flock. But basically, yeah, this is like a massive sundial, and it's just really cool. I've been to this place in Delhi. It's beautiful. But yeah, this is where the protests were held, and the CJP and the movement basically occupied this place for about 20 days. And so yeah, and they, you know, there was also a march led in, down to the the prime minister's residence and all that stuff. So there were like multiple, there were so many places of protests in Delhi. And so, yeah, a lot of places got, you know, blocked because of that. So anyways, so now where does the technology come in? So the technology, basically in this Jantar Mantar place, this place where the protests centralized, there was a lot of signal jamming going on. The police, like, you know, cut off communications, mobile and internet communications, and 5G. And so basically, there was an alternative the students had. You probably may have heard of it. It's called BitChat, not to be confused with BitChute. We don't like BitChute. BitChat basically is chat over Bluetooth. So you don't need cell towers, you don't need Wi-Fi.
Cell towers. It's all very localized P2P.
P2P, yeah, P2P chat over Bluetooth, and basically, it basically creates a Bluetooth mesh network, and essentially the Home Ministry, the National Home Ministry, which is like the sort of I guess here you would probably. It's the same thing as like DHS in the United States, but basically India's version, Home Ministry said they ordered GitHub to delete the BitChat application because it's sideloaded onto phones, and so basically they forced GitHub. They ordered GitHub to do that with like a same day deadline, and yeah. So
did GitHub comply?
No, GitHub did not comply.
I was about to say, yeah, they're not cucked like Elon.
No, yeah, and so basically, also someone mirrored it just in case as well. So somebody mirrored it on another Git server. So, so yeah, yeah, it's like, okay, even if they take it off GitHub, someone's going to mirror it somewhere else or host their own Git instance. You know,
yeah, exactly.
That's essentially. So there was this sort of tech rebellion as well against surveillance, and so. Yeah, I think this is a real sort of, you know, the government basically weaponized this protest as their sort of, you know, increasing surveillance and technology, and also LLMs, right, for doing automated surveillance, kind of like ICE is doing, DHS is doing. So anyways, and also for farmers' rights as well. the tariffs and the looming trade deal are going to really hurt them. They're going to really hurt their margins. It's going to siphon more money to large food corporations. It's going to hurt co-ops, all that kind of stuff. And so it's very similar to what happened in 2020. And you know Oh, sorry. I don't know what that was. Anyway, well, you probably aren't hearing sound. I heard something, but yeah, I'm not
I didn't hear
sending
anything.
sound to you. Sorry, I heard something. But anyways, also another thing about Indian education, you've probably heard, kind of like Chinese education or Korean education, Indian education is very rote and old-fashioned. And so now, because of this protest addressing this exam leak, now Indian youth are very activated to say, hey, what other problems can be solved? And now we got to look at everything. Like you said, education is that's where everything trickles down from, right? That's how you develop and build your civil society, your country, and uplift people, right? It is sort of the root of that. Yeah, he was outsmarted by a GitHub mirror. Anyways, but yeah, like moving away from rote to practical learning, there is a larger conversation now in India, and unfortunately, the old guard of teachers and principals, they hate having this conversation. Okay, if you go to India and talk about, hey, we need to modernize education, they'll say, oh, you're being Western, you're being Western. I'm like, dude, you're upholding a old Western system from Britain. What are you talking?
British dumbass, like, shut the fuck up, idiot.
Yeah, in fact, if India makes its own innovations that suit, the multilingual education, that would actually be more nationalistic, if you will, than adopting a Victorian system from England. Like,
sorry,
I don't know,
you're expecting like dumb fuck boomers to apply basic logic. They can't do that. That's like basically impossible for them.
Yeah, the unks and the aunties cannot. The aunties actually, I will say this much about aunties versus unks. There definitely is, like, aunties are definitely a little more progressive, just in my experience, like in my own family and the diaspora. Aunties are a little more, strong-headed and progressive, and unks are just kind of sort of like, they just want to maintain their authority.
Man, am I right, fellas?
Yeah.
Or rather, am I right, ladies? Men.
Yeah. Men. M word. The M word.
Yeah, the M's.
Yeah. Anyways, and basically there are a lot of advocates in India, advocating for very similar systems to what they have in Nordic countries like Finland, project-based learning and all those kind of approaches, making it fun, interactive, and all that kind of stuff. So there is that, there is this sort of resistance movement within education itself that's been brewing for years, and now it's center stage. And so now obviously there's also other sort of failures of infrastructure, as you can see here. This is a brand new railway station that just got inaugurated last week by the government, by Indian Railways.
I'm seeing some big problems.
Yeah, so there's been heavy rains, monsoon rains across the subcontinent, and so yeah, roof's already leaking.
Oh, that didn't take long.
Nope, roof's leaking. Probably the gutters are backed up, I bet you.
Wait, I thought the meme with the fascists is that they always kept the train running on time. What happened? I wonder why the trains are not running on time. What happened? TikTok, train needs to run on time.
Yep, and look at this, like, yeah, I mean, this is not only gonna damage, like, this is going to damage all the infrastructure in the train, in the station as well. Like, this is going to damage power lines and whatnot. Like, this is just not and the obviously structural integrity of the building. And this is not the only failure. I mean, there was the plane crash last year where the plane was not well maintained and overheated. There was actually, not long before that, I think it was a terminal entrance at Delhi International Airport that actually collapsed, where the cars and taxis come in. It actually collapsed. Yeah, that happened. And unfortunately, some people lost their lives in that. Yeah.
Anything it takes to make the fascists look as incredibly incompetent as possible is very, very necessary.
And so there's multiple crises, and all these crises are now coming to a head. Like you said, there's now critical mass against the fascist regime. And so, And so where this kind of critical mass started to build actually was from a high school student who took the exams and then figured this out, and he was actually applying for, I think he was going to take the JEE, the engineering exam. And so Satyk Siddhant, this guy, he's pretty famous now. Well, he's a graduate now, but he's a high school graduate. He's only what, 18, 19 years old, and he actually did a full expose of the data leak. And so, without going into too much detail, essentially, he found like the EC2 instances that were unsecured. He found also where there was another report I think he did where he he found how students' data was leaked, how they were being doxxed, and also he got like he didn't get good responses from his own school's administration and all that stuff, and they were not listening to him. So
Of course.
there were also and there were also issues with the grading system where people couldn't log in to submit their for the graders to log in and submit stuff.
Great.
And so that they couldn't change their passwords, like just a number of failures. And basically and so basically he did web scraping and all kinds of stuff to find this stuff. And so basically the thing that happened essentially was the government went to a private company in Bangalore to develop the software, and they had pretty strict requirements and a vetting process and all that stuff. And so
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, well, the thing is that basically, without getting into too much detail, the 5 companies that they went with, the 5 tech companies the government went with, none of them met the requirements. But there was one company who I think he bribed another official, and essentially the government then relaxed the software requirements to allow I forgot the name of the company, but they allowed this company to develop the software. They basically got the grant from the government to do it.
Standard corruption stuff.
Yes, very standard corruption stuff. They relaxed the requirements and obviously introduced a lot of functionality problems. And also they didn't do proper, quality testing, security testing. That stuff was all sidelined for, not only for corruption, but
Real quick, please tell me it was like old PHP that they used. Yeah, that'd be so funny.
No, it wasn't PHP. Coempt. Yes, Coempt made the OSM portal, which was that grading software, and so Coempt. And actually, what's interesting, Coempt used to be under a different name, and that company previously had bid the government to build similar software, and so the previous company, which was under a different name, got blacklisted by the government. But the owner's like, okay, I'll just sell my old company, incorporate a new one, get the loophole, and get the contract. And that's essentially what he did. Classic public-private partnership corruption. So yeah, it was just JavaScript, but very this thing looks like it's from 2001. In fact, I would probably argue.
Hold on. Is that like actual what the site itself looked like?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Well, no, this is
all the images.
Well, no, this is Delhi Public. This is the how to pay the fee to get the results. So this is
there was ransomware on this thing.
No. Basically, and this is a problem in India. Because the education system is so privatized there. One thing people gotta understand: you don't really have public education in India. It's subsidized at best. And Delhi Public Schools is a chain of private schools. So if you want your exam results, you got to pay the Pied Piper. And unfortunately in India, everything is so hyper privatized.
Yeah. What?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah. And so that's one of the other reasons India's education system is so messed up. It's highly privatized.
You have to pay to get your fucking exam results? Bro, I went to private school. We didn't have to pay to get our fucking exam results. That's insane.
Yep.
Okay, never mind. Now your fucking country's cooked. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, and that's why do you think they're out in the streets? Exactly. So, anyways, basically that's what led to this protest was this findings by the student Sarthak Siddhant 07 Sarthak. He did amazing. He's done a better job than most security professionals. Like absolutely incredible. Like this guy was web scraping and figuring out like where the where the leak was.
And bro sniffing packets. That's crazy.
Yep. He was even like, checking bounce rate and all that kind of stuff. Amazing. So yeah, with all this sort of coalescing, essentially now there is just from this exam thing, there's now this, I feel like the youth are now really have more of a voice, with activists like Sonam, with, obviously opposition parties being on their side as well, as you probably saw in the Rahul Gandhi.
They've been getting arrested from what I understand, detained and arrested and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of the MPs and mayors and MLAs right at the state assemblies, they've been getting arrested for being out at these protests. And so yeah, the opposition party, but again, the opposition parties I feel like are not putting up enough of a fight. And then again, they're under a plurality in both houses. So they're up against the plurality.
Anyways, so like
that too. Yeah. So now I feel like, where do we go from here? I guess we've where do we go from here? We now have a new guy, this Prahlad Joshi, who is
Scuffed Yoshi.
Scuffed Yoshi over here. I probably don't even want to mention Yoshi anywhere near him, but yeah, this guy is just a bootlicker who rose up in the RSS ranks. So it's all RSS rank and file with this administration, and so with this guy, it's like, I think there's gonna be another controversy. There's gonna be more of this going on, and unfortunately, I don't know, like, if there's another controversy, will the next demand be for the full to call elections and have the administration step down? I don't see any other way forward. I do think that's step one, because step zero, we've had it already. We forced the existing corrupt minister to step down. We're getting another crony in his place. And so
that becomes the only option. It's like, well, we have another fucking dipshit in power. Oh, your dipshit in power didn't do shit, so yeah, you're gonna fucking be cooked now. Because again, if this fucks up, right? If the second jabroni also fucks up as well, it's only going to catalyze the further protest movements. Again, they have to defeat this here and now. They need someone competent in order to be able to run the government. But we're talking about fascists and RSS weirdos. They're not competent whatsoever. There's definitely going to be another scandal that happens. It's going to be a complete shit show, and it's going to cause a collapse. Which
and the protests aren't over. The protests aren't over. Like Sonam Wangchuk, because the education minister stepped down, he broke his fast. He actually had his first meal in 28 days. So, man, that's a long time for someone of his age to do. 07, I don't know if you could have held out.
I mean, he technically got what he wanted. So,
the initial movement.
Yes,
but this is a sort of just a symptom, a canary in a coal mine, so to speak, of much larger issues. I mean, this is probably the main one right here: youth unemployment. This is the biggest problem right now, one of the biggest problems in India, apart from many other things. With infrastructure being years behind the schedule. But yeah, youth unemployment is actually going up in India. As you can see, this is from April of last year to currently. I guess this article is in May of this year, so this would have been last May to this May. You can just see for fem and mask unemployment, it's high. Like fem unemployment is up at 17% for youth, which youth considering this data, I believe, is up to age 35, I think, so 35 and under. And then for men also, it's really, really high. It's at 14%. So this is a very, very high youth unemployment rate for a country that's pretty wealthy, so to speak. Like, is it one of the wealthiest countries in the world? Yeah, it is. It's not the wealthiest, but I mean, it's it's the fourth largest economy on earth or something like that. And this is your youth unemployment rate. Yeah, there's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Well, and there's the I'm going to bring it up. I know all the capitalists are going to be mad.
Oh, hey, money, that guy.
Freaking there's your other problem. He's worth $86 billion. So, yeah, that's your other problem. A lot of the country, and it's not just that's his personal net worth, by the way. That doesn't count like the trillions of dollars his conglomerate Reliance makes. Reliance is they own so much stuff. They're like Samsung. They're huge, mainly in energy, real estate, things like that, and also in agriculture. So they are huge. This guy and also Adani. There's another guy named Gautam Adani, which this guy has basically failed upwards his entire life.
Based. I love that. Love that
from a
for
family
us.
of rich merchants, family of very wealthy merchants, historically. And yeah, he basically has had multiple corruption scandals. He actually, what's funny is in 2024, he had 5 counts of bribery against him by the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, and he basically paid. And I'm not joking. This is like this is like Trump level corruption. He paid 250 million, $250 million in bribes to Indian government officials to secure contracts in multiple states. And so basically, guess who dismissed the case?
I wonder why Trump dismissed that. Pepe. I wonder why he did that.
Yeah.
I would never do such a thing. I'm an innocent man. Adani, I love that guy. He's one of my favorite guys. Look at that man. Look at that stash.
Yeah.
Look at that face. He's great, folks.
And look at this guy. Look at this. He's ranked as the second richest person in India and 24th in the world with a net worth of $89 billion. This guy's almost at 100. This guy's almost at 9 figures. So.
Yo, base.
Yeah. Would that be? No,
that
that
8 figures. 9 figures is trillionaire. Well, that's technically 10
yeah.
figures, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, but yeah, he's almost at the 100 billion mark. And he'll probably get there before that. And so basically, how did he get rich? Again, industry, conglomerate, that type of stuff. And he runs this group. So the Adani group is the conglomerate he runs. And mainly what they're doing is they're the trades. So they're about things like food, infrastructure. They do a lot of electricity generation in India, which is bad because they don't manage it very well. And so there's a lot of, blackouts that happen because of them. And also they own 6 of the nation's largest airports. So all privatized. Lovely. So yeah, it's these two people, all these systemic problems with youth unemployment. And like you said, education is a starting point, but this is step 0. What Abhijit and what the CJP and also what Sonam Wangchuk did, this is step 0. And yeah, we'll pull up that song after the segment, but yeah, and also there's like low labor force participation as well. I mean, this is labor force participation is very, very low for women. That 20%. Like, and it's funny because Indian liberals will pretend, oh, we have strong women and this and that. I'm like, buddy, I don't know about that. Like, yeah, no, you don't. And
yeah, stop
and
doing your fucking woke pandering. Okay, no, the fuck you don't. Shut your goofy ass up.
Yeah, Indian liberals don't know, and also even for men, it's only like 60% who are in the who are in the labor force, and so now it's like people are really, really desperate. I don't think people understand just how desperate people in India are. Like the average sort of daily, like the average, I think still today, the average daily earning of someone in India is still like $4 or $5 a day US. That's nothing. That's nothing.
By the way, that's why for all of you nativist types out there, of course, why the fuck do you think they keep coming over to here through very, very cheap fucking programs that are essentially tantamount to fucking slavery? That's why. Again, because since fascists are very low IQ and they don't understand why people tend to move, it's typically fucking material. Very, very much so. Very often, funny guy named Marx would talk about this all the time. I see something about Israel, but whatever, who cares?
Well, I was gonna bring that up, but yeah, there's this is also a problem. But yeah, like. Yeah, and I think just as a wider
wider sort of analysis here. if we're, you know, why do a bunch of fucking migrants sort of leave their goddamn country in order to, you know, find better business opportunity? Oh, because they're fucking in their own country. It's complete shit. Why do you think people constantly say, hey, rising tide raises all ships? If you want to not have as many migratory waves, if that's like your big fucking concern or whatever, for whatever fucking reason, if you want people to not leave their country to seek better economic opportunities, then guess what? You basically have it such that their own country is capable of fucking taking care of it. I thought we actually cared about, I don't know, like
sovereignty,
sovereignty, not sovereignty, but like broader nationalism. These people don't give a fuck about any of this stuff. They don't care.
No, they're imperialists. They're imperialists. That's what they are. And it's funny because a lot of those sort of like,
it's not that
like
they're
you said,
imperialists.
nativists.
It's more like they're hypocrites. These people don't actually believe in anything whatsoever. If we care so much about benefiting the nation and benefiting the Volk, you know, quote unquote, then guess what? A rising tide raising all ships. You need to have some form of broader and that's like the whole internal contradictions of course, of like fascism that I'm mostly like alluding to here. If we cared at all about like people broadly speaking, I don't know, benefiting and being able to sort of like have their own sort of, I don't know, be able to exist in their own countries, then you have a vested interest in essentially having them be able to participate within their own economy. But guess what? Like, fascists are never interested in that, which is why it's always like just going to be an inherently fucking ridiculously contradictory ideology. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off. That's always like just this stupid contradictory bullshit. It's just like, dog, like if you don't address any of these contradictions that keep constantly coming up, you're going to fail over and over and over again. And we're seeing it right now in India. It's failing because nobody actually cares about raising the tide for literally everybody.
The other thing too, and it depends which state you go to. I've talked about how, and we'll get to the Israel thing, but like just sort of a bigger picture. So if I pull up let me just pull up a state map of India, just real quick, just to give people bearings in geography. All right, yeah, this is a pretty current map. There we go. So there are, now the part of India I'm from Uttar Pradesh, and yeah, unfortunately my imposter Mudahar, aka some extraordinary grifter, is from there. Yeah, he's not an ordinary gamer.
Nicandro's video was standing.
Yes. So yeah, that's where I'm from. I'm from Uttar Pradesh. But what's interesting is the quality of life and education really differs depending what state you go. So if you go to the south, if you go to the southern part of India where they speak, you know, Dravidian languages and stuff, and obviously this is where a lot of tech industry and a lot of manufacturing and, you know, and stuff like that and trade is done down here. So this part of India actually is materially better off than like most of Asia. So I mean, if you exclude like Japan and maybe like, you know, large cities in China,
yeah, the more
southern India is very well
westernized Asian countries.
Yeah, but if you compare to the rest of Asia, like southern India is very, very well off. So Tamil Nadu, Kerala, by the way, for a long time was ruled by the CPIM, right, the Communist Party of India, Marxist, and so they were essentially functionally
Marxist,
quote unquote, but they were functionally democratic socialists at best. But the things that they did there, more universal healthcare, they had much better access to education in rural areas and in cities. Education is much easier to access in Kerala, even to this day. They're not under Communist Party rule anymore, so let's see what happens. But you know, Kerala, compared to other Indian states, has much better education standards. And overall quality of life in the state is much, much better. Tamil Nadu is a close second in this respect. And so when you compare it to states, say like Uttar Pradesh, so the literacy rate down in Kerala and Tamil Nadu is like in the high 90% range. Obviously, maybe we need to examine those numbers a little bit. I don't know if they're cooking books. And yeah, 235, you're from Tamil Nadu originally. And so the thing is that these states have high literacy rates, and it also shows across the board systemically in their economy, in quality of life, in infant mortality being the lowest, and many other factors. So yeah, the South, in India is really like, rising above, is that rising tide. Now, what's interesting though is Delhi collects all the taxes, the federal taxes, and so the South feels like they're being robbed because Delhi is collecting taxes and then disenfranchising a lot of other states like Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh. So just to compare literacy rates, Kerala's literacy rate is around 98%. It's higher than the US's, by the way. So yeah, they have a higher literacy rate than I have to look at English literacy, but like if you just want to say like basics, let's say K through 12 education, Kerala is at like something, in the 90s for literacy. Uttar Pradesh is at 72% literacy, because everything is heavily privatized, hyper capitalist, and also Uttar Pradesh, despite being one of the greenest regions of India and agriculturally rich, is heavily exploited by the corporations, the ag companies, the manufacturing. Uttar Pradesh is one of the most exploited places in the world. It's worse, almost as bad off as Bangladesh is. So this huge contrast in this country. And so Delhi basically also especially siphons a lot of wealth into, shareholders' pockets in Delhi and Mumbai, which are the two sort of financial centers of the country. And yeah, they do have a fascist sort of guru LARPer running the state. His name is Yogi Adityanath, and he's horrible. And he basically is giving most of the tax breaks to the wealthiest people in the state and also the federal government. And he's letting people like Adani and Ambani run roughshod over people in the state. It's horrible. And I feel bad because there's, and also Uttar Pradesh is also where Modi built that temple. That's where that mosque was that was destroyed in 92 by the fascists. So it was in Uttar Pradesh. So Uttar Pradesh, is or UP for short, is like one of the places in India that's actually been fairly radicalized. Like in 2024, Modi and his party lost elections really hard in this state. They used to be dominant, and then they lost big time in 24.
That's good.
Yeah, and basically that contributed because UP is the most populated state as well. It's 240 million people, which is crazy. It's the most populated. Well, it's the most
small area. Jesus.
Yep. Yeah. So it's the most populated state of any country on earth, actually. So yeah, 240 million people live in this one state. And yeah, they lost to the centrist Samajwadi Party, who are more sort of lib centrist. They're all right. They're not great, but they're a hair better. And so yeah, there's also really bad quality of life in the northeast of India. So places like Assam. Assam right now, one thing that's going on, which we'll probably talk about another time, there's a large deportation of Bengali migrants. Well, not only Bengali migrants, Bengalis have been living in Assam for like generations. They never originally lived in Bangladesh. It's just these borders, again, you got to remember, like people
British.
I think forget. And yeah, this is post-colonial border. Yeah, this is all post-colonial borders. Remember that. So Bengalis have been living all over this region. Bengalis, Santa people, all kinds of tribal, people have been living all over these regions. And so essentially, like, yeah, this is all post-colonial, border mess that we're seeing here. And so basically, what is my conclusion here? Basically, it really depends where you go in the country. But yes, there is an overall sentiment that especially in the north, especially in the northeast, and especially in Kashmir right now is the biggest militarized zone on the planet. About 1 million soldiers from India and Pakistan combined occupy Jammu and Kashmir. And so, and like the, their various, regions they occupy. And so, with all of this happening, that's why this protest movement really like accelerated. I think it wasn't just the exams. The exams were sort of the,
It's the cattle. It was
sort of the
broke the camel's back.
Yeah, it was the last straw for India's youth, and so that's why they stood up. And so, yeah, this is the last straw of a number of just huge systemic issues across the country. Like every institution is under question now. And so, yeah, and again, just a little side note here, where a lot of money is going, and actually there's a lot of money that exits India. Like India creates so much wealth, and yet all that money leaves. That's the reason our economy isn't growing. We have all these systemic issues. All the money leaves. Guess who owns the Haifa port? This is one of the busiest ports in the Mediterranean. Guess who owns the port of Haifa?
Adani.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that guy. Oh, that's a little
Yep.
interesting. Pepe.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I wonder why that guy owns that.
Yeah.
It's not because like India has a lot of trade with Israel or something. Nah.
Yeah, they're just, the biggest arms buyer,
Yeah. They only buy a lot of shit from Israel.
Yep. So, I mean, all these kind of, I mean, Sri Lanka does too. You probably, I mean, read about the genocide. I mean, the Air Force, the Navy, the Army, they're all like, they all use, U.S., Chinese, and Israeli weapons, like in
Oh,
turns.
Israel.
So,
Oh, Israel.
So there is a lot of that siphoning of wealth to so many places around the world. And yeah, it's essentially continuation of British Empire, but it's more internationalized now. And so yeah, that's essentially what's been happening. And yeah, people are tired of it. Young people are tired of it. They want not only their country back, they want it's not just about the country. I guess in conclusion, what I will say is I think the youth want more than just their country back. I think this is more than just about the flag and the sovereignty and all that stuff. It is also about a sense of agency in their lives because young people in this part of the world do not feel that.
Yeah, I talk about this constantly. There is it's a slipping of control. Overall,
Yes.
what do humans care the most about? Feeling like they have a surety in some form of control over their own fate and destiny. And if you feel like you don't have that is not the case, and that has certainly not been the case throughout a lot of the nonsense going on with the continuation of more wealth and power and control in the hands of fewer and fewer people, a lot of people are going to start to be like, well, I've been basically sold this idea that if I give essentially my soul away to all these like weirdo rich people in positions of power, I will be able to see the benefits come down to me. Well, TikTok, where is that? Where is it? Oh, it's been a lie and a sham the whole time. And that's the main issue, obviously. Like, I don't want to be like, like a bit of an asshole, but I partially do want to be a bit of an asshole. Yeah, you fucking morons all got played. Obviously, this is always the point. Like, this was always the point where you were just going to just lose all of your rights and the ability to have will, the will to power. And I guess like if we want to bring in fucking Nietzsche into all this,
Yes.
the essential ability for people to just be like, I'm a master over my own will. I have the ability to essentially have my own fate, a will of my own, but that's being constantly destroyed by these people, by all of the the various states, capitalistic forces, yada yada yada.
Well, and social forces, right? There's a strong, obviously, the caste system, but I say that, but also there's also, as you probably know, culturally, and maybe this is somewhat true from your background, being from, Romania and Eastern Europe, there's a very strong sort of maintenance of gender binary. There's a strong sort of, well, I mean, South Asia is particularly egregious for arranged marriage. And so nobody feels like they have agency until they're like 35. That's the really sad thing in my diaspora and where I'm from. It's people don't feel like they have agency until they're 35. And I feel like that's spilling over everywhere.
Yeah, it's happening up here. Again, second Gilded Age, and it turns out the trickle-down economics, it's not trickling down, guys. Ronald Reagan and Thatcher both lied. No way. No way. Those guys were fucking wrong. Who would have thought? Listen, the burden of being a leftist, again, we're always fucking correct about everything. We're just too early about it. Yeah, well,
we're too soon, folks. Yeah.
Too soon.
But not soon enough. Like,
yes, and now we are directly seeing the byproducts of all of this culminate in this, fucking second Gilded Age. And at this point in time, what's going to essentially stop it? Great Depression to Electric Boogaloo. Listen, I'll be bold.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to teach these pedophiles, a lesson is if it all just goes to shit and collapses in on itself. Sorry, not actually sorry though.
I mean, you're not being an accelerationist. I think you're just admitting that like they're not going to learn until they lose their bottom line. It's all they care about is bottom line and control. Yeah.
It has to collapse from in on the foundation. Obviously, the poor's are going to be the ones who suffer the most. Same thing happened during the 20s as well. But at this point in time, nothing is going to change, fundamentally speaking, until the rich also have, in the metaphorical sort of sense, their knees taken out from under them.
It's happening in Russia. I mean, business owners are like, they don't like Vladimir Putin anymore. They're like, you basically sold us out for a war you're gonna lose. Like they are angry at him. Like a lot of business owners don't like him now.
Well, that's
finally.
I mean, it's part of the reason for as to why the Ukrainians are, because they're also winning right now. They are having more offensive movements into Russia as well, which and they're strangling Crimea out in terms of supplies. So the war is starting to hit a lot closer to home for them. It's shifting.
Yeah, it's shifting in Ukraine's favor, yes. And the other thing as well, I will add to this. The other thing as well is sorry, what was I going to say? In India as well, in these protests, you might think, oh, it was a bunch of kids. Like, so the Indian media like basically portrayed like the protests as like, you know, terror, as like hooligans, young hooligans, and all this stuff.
Not those meddling reporters. Kids.
The reporters, okay, and I think I showed you that one clip of that kid, right? He was like, the interviewer put him on the mic, and the kid was just like, if I don't have sound here, but like the kid basically chewed the reporter out and said, you guys just push lies and you pushed it. Like,
listen, as much as we fucking hate the internet, for example, right? There's a lot of reasons that you should fucking hate the internet. The internet
Twitter
has been for people in power. It's a bit of a issue for them. Why do you think all these motherfuckers are trying to pass these like social media bans and whatnot? Because they don't want kids to get better fucking educated. Yeah, can you make the argument that there's a lot of bad shit that gets portrayed in social media? Yeah, sure, absolutely. But the actual point of this is to have control over information streams. They do not want people to be educated in terms of how, all these rich oligarchic dipshits are fucking them in the ass. That's what it actually is. So it's just like, should we really be like, I don't know, shocked Pikachu facing that this is the current like state of affairs? Like, this was inevitable. We were going to see this happen at some point in time. And guess what? It's now coming to head, just like, you know, everyone on the left has essentially said, and we are now seeing the direct consequences and byproduct of the collapse of the system. Like, this is what it is.
And
this is what it looks like. It's starting to collapse in on itself.
Yeah, and I do think one place to watch next. So remember, actually, just real quick on that, suppression of tech. You know, we were talking about, bit chat, right? That Bluetooth mesh network chat that doesn't require 5G. Essentially, in Bangladesh, they use that. When Bangladesh overthrew its government last year, and the youth, rose up against dictator Hasina. And when they rose up against Hasina, basically, she cut off all internet and mobile in the entire country for like days. And so imagine if you're abroad, like you have like parents, family back home in Bangladesh, you can't contact them, and there's like a full-on Gestapo crackdown of the entire country. Can you imagine the terror Bengali people felt who were like outside the country and couldn't contact their family for like a week? Like and internet shutdowns are going to become more and more common. They're very common in Russia. Now this model's being rubber stamped across the world. And like you said, these kid online safety acts and all this stuff, it is part of that apparatus, and it's not for kids' safety. It is, like you said, they don't want the truth to get out because it's so easily to leak it.
And also they want this to all be like administered by it's all fucking Palantir fucking bullshit as well.
Yeah, it's all Peter Thiel type stuff. And also
Peter Thiel wants to, I don't know, stick his finger up your ass or something like that, whatever.
Yeah. Him, and in India we have the equivalent of him. We have what's his name? S. Narayan Murthy, who actually founded Infosys, one of the biggest tech companies on the planet.
Oh, I know Infosys.
He's also in on this. Yep.
No, epic.
And so it's funny because like, the government didn't want this leak to get out. They're, and the students were like, okay, you leak our exam papers, we'll leak all your dirty laundry. It's only fair.
Yeah, fuck you.
So anyways, I just wanted to show you a little bit of hope, but I just wanted to show you kind of some of the stuff that just real quick to end. And like how you said, the youth are lacking agency, and now they feel like they have some agency. And this is the beginning of a new phase for the youth of India and hopefully for the region. And I hope who knows, I would say watch Pakistan next. Let's see what happens in Pakistan, as nationalistic and, of a country as that is. They have the same problems with nationalism that India has. It's particularly strong, but I don't know. You never know with
You never know.
Pakistan.
That's
So,
true.
anyways, yeah, because material conditions are really bad there. They're arguably worse than they are in India. So, anyways, real quick, I just want to show you this is in the hottest state. So, this is another northern state, sort of northeast, not northeast, but like another northern state. It's it's east of Uttar Pradesh. So, this is like the next state over. And so, this is what they were doing. The protesters were doing. Look at this. So the police put up barricades. Whatever.
What's a barricade?
They just,
I don't know.
they just wheel them away.
Yeah, fuck you.
They just yoinked it.
Based.
They were dancing in the water cannons. They were getting water cannon. They were just
they're getting sprayed. Yeah, there's a heat wave right now. Yeah, fuck it. No, I get it. It makes sense. Yeah, get cooled down. Thanks, assholes. Thanks for the free cooling, idiot.
So the rope barricades, they were playing tug of war with the cops and and shouting insults at the cops.
Yeah, based. Yeah, fucking pull tug of war. Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, we're playing a game, guys. Absolutely.
Look at this. They just overwhelmed the gate with like strength and numbers. Like, look at this, dude.
It's good. And
Wait,
listen, like I talked about before, with like all the Madagascar protests and shit, like this is gonna become way more fucking common because, like I said before, the fucking kids, the youth, guess what? They understand. Everybody understands around the fucking world to a certain extent. They're fucked.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zane.
I knew that was coming.
Everyone has a broader sort of understanding and like a sort of like in the back of their mind, they're fucked. And if they don't do anything in order to fight back, after all of the essential just like abdication of the metaphorical sort of fight that both Gen Xers and also Boomers have done because they got fucking comfortable during the most economic prosperous time in human history, right after World War II and whatnot. That all has now come to head in the current economic situation that we find ourselves under right now. Byproducts of, again, Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, of course, neoliberalism, blah, 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 blah. No infinite Tsukiyomi over here, obviously. Fuck you, Professor Jung. People are coming to the realization that no, there is no trickle down. There is no there is no like future for me inherently. What the fuck what am I supposed to do exactly? Well, at this point, all they can do is just say, fuck it. We have to go out there, start protesting, revolutions, building more fucking class solidarity because it's becoming more and more clear because of the advent of the internet that the motherfuckers in power, they don't care. They do not care.
Yep.
It's becoming more and more clear because even back then, these motherfuckers in power didn't give a shit. But now it's more and more evident. It's more and more like clear than ever before that the people in positions of power, they do not give a shit about you.
No.
And people,
no, and they never have. They never have. It's not like a new thing. They never have.
Nope.
They never have.
And people are now just like, well, fuck this. Then they're fed up. Rightfully so.
Yep. Yeah. So anyways, I don't want to take too much more of your time, but basically, but I just hope that like when people see this, and they see like the, I know like it seems like a lot of the clips you're seeing, you're probably seeing all the funny memes and all that stuff. Like I'll just leave you with a couple memes and then we'll be done with this. But yeah, I mean, not to,
God,
the memes.
The memes.
Sorry, let me find them. The memes. Yes. I mean, obviously the whole like cockroach thing, that's like the meme, the sort of the triple S tier meme that they started with. But then there's so many other good ones. Hang on, let me find it.
The memes.
Where was it? No, I posted it in your Discord, not DMs. Sorry, I'm not sharing it, but I'll pull it up in browser. But yeah, there was some really, really dank memes. Like obviously, yes, there is the Pokemon meme, of course. So
yes.
Dharmendra Pradhan was his name. So yeah, obviously they made him Charmander. The whole generation's running on memes, bro.
Yeah, because
And then,
what else do you have at this point? Yeah, it all has to just be fucking everything is meme. You gotta do it.
the Toki Toki meme.
Yeah, fucking Doki Doki Literature Club. Yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, there were some really, really good ones. And yeah, there's a what was the other one that was I think I might have posted it in my Discord. Hang on a minute. Was it? Yeah, I already showed you the nobody funds I protest this government for free. That was fire. But what was the other one? There were a bunch of really, really funny signs and stuff. Obviously, there were also, the superhero get-ups. There was Batman, Superman, Spider-Man.
Yes, I saw
Holding
those
up
as
the
well.
Indian flag. Yes. There probably was a Luffy or 10, I like it wouldn't surprise me if I mean Luffy was the symbol, I think, of the Nepalese revolution or the
It started
overthrow.
it started with the Indonesians, and
That's
then
true.
it was the Nepal. Everyone else adopted Luffy after that.
Yeah, Bangladesh, Nepal, yeah, they all adopted it. So yeah,
And
also yeah,
Madagascar,
Indonesia is a place to
all of
watch.
them.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, there were a lot of these sort of memes. There was, I don't have the tweet on me, but like there was also a time actually from Jantar Mantar, the police were cracking down really, really hard. The protesters pushed them back, and then they just like applauded, clapped the police out of there, and the police were doing the walk of shame out of there. It was absolutely
That's
incredible.
very funny.
And they clapped them out. Yeah. So they've done a great job with the protest movement. I just think now the question for India is, like you said, is how do we reclaim agency? How do we move forward? Now we got to examine all these systemic issues that have plagued us since colonial times and even post 1947. This is centuries in the making, quite literally. And so, how do we undo that, and how do we, move forward? And I think that's the question that I have some criticisms of Abhijit. I don't think he's going far enough. I don't know. I think he needs to be pushed, out of his liberal sort of, the sort of he is more of a liberal and he's more of a civility guy. You can't be civil anymore. You have to you gotta
Yeah, you have to
you gotta
bully.
really
The only
you have to bully.
Yeah, you have to bully. That's the only thing that these fucking troglodytes will respond to. That's it. You have to fucking just be like,
Yeah.
we're just gonna bully the fuck out of you. You've been bullying the fuck out of us. Yeah, we're gonna bully the fuck out of you now. Now go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So yeah, Abhijit needs to really take a more radical approach, a more sort of systemic and address all the issues of the country. You've got this leverage now, dude. Now start to go after everything else, with the economy and society and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, so that is the next steps. And yeah, JBeam, and solidarity with everybody back home in South Asia. And even if you're not from South Asia, I hope this, covering this really gave you not only a little inspiration, but also just to give you a sense of like there is a common cause, right? I think that that there is this common cause globally of not of everybody, not just the youth, everybody. I want the youth to succeed just as I want, the elderly to get their Medicare, their health care, and live and pass away in a dignified way. So I do think that like this one issue, this sort of linchpin, so to speak, is like triggering all of this reexamination of the nation state. So keep it rolling. Yeah, keep it rolling. Woke is back. Woke 2.0 Electric Boogaloo is going to be
so
a lot better than Woke 1.
Yeah,
so,
no more fucking namby-pamby Woke 1 like centrist, like quote unquote libtard censorship liberalism.
We're done with that.
Now
we're done with that.
No one gives a fuck about that shit. It failed miserably.
Yep.
Now we're being edgy now. Don't care. We're being
Yep.
edgy.
Yep. These students like get on here. She's 20, took been taking exams. She's very frustrated. She went to Delhi by herself, on a train and stuff. Like there's been stories of students who are, who've been affected by these like exam scandals and stuff. They're all in the protest crowds. Like they, caught the last train and, slept on the floor and got to Delhi somehow. There's a lot of heroic stories of these young people. So yeah. And also I'd like to, maybe they won't listen, but I'd like to speak out to all the to all the people in your comments who are like, Indians this, and, using all that stuff against Indians. Like, no, listen, we have the same struggles as you. We're not any different. You might say, oh, we're trying to erase culture or whatever by immigrating. It's like, no, we have the same struggles as you. There's a reason so many of us immigrate to other countries and look for opportunities. It's because of this stuff. This is what's driving it. If India, technically speaking, could have one of the greatest education systems on earth. I mean, we like, the subcontinent is where modern mathematics came from. It's literally like Brahmagupta and all those early mathematicians, like, and astronomers, like they got to this stuff first. And so and yeah, early like written language, all kinds of stuff came from the subcontinent, and yet it's one of the most robbed places in the world. And so the young people feel that way, and I do feel like, you know, if you're just going to hate on us, then yeah, you don't believe in anything. You don't believe in making anything better. You don't believe in building a strong nation, even though you talk about Ein Volk and all this. Like, no, like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
You're
This
full of it.
woke 2.0, woke 2.0 is the real.
We're going to be
thing.
more
It's the real
edgy,
deal.
and we will weaponize nationalism against all of you. I don't give a shit. We're being edgy, and we're calling all of you slurs. Fuck you.
Yep. Yeah.
That is the only
and
way
so,
forward.
yeah, I'm waiting for all the comments from the unks, you know, or not the unks, or just you know, the chuds saying, "Oh, you're a Pakistan agent," all this. Like, I'm just waiting. Yes, I am a card carrying ISI. I'm just kidding. Am I kidding? I don't know.
Pepe, I don't know. I don't know. You seem like a Fed to me, Boy Meets Minnie.
Yeah, cotton 8K.
Many such cases.
But anyways, yep. Or step 0. Let's get to the next steps. Yeah, this guy's not gonna work out at all. I know that. Srinivas Ramanujan revolutionized math, and people are still. Yeah, I think he just I guess his contribution. Yeah, he made a lot of contributions to, like, you know, infinite series and, like, you know, in calculus and things like that. So he did a lot of work in calculus and sort of like the limits of mathematics and stuff. Very theoretical stuff, but very, very important to computer science, actually. So and physics. So yep, this guy, Srinivas Ramanujan. So yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's all I had. I don't know if you had any questions, but yeah, that's already
good. So I think it's overall good summary. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully I gave you some local context and stuff like that as well. Yeah, I will say this is somebody. Most people in my family, my aunts, uncles, most of them are educators, teachers, principals. One of my aunts actually is a director of a very prestigious school in India. So she actually had gone as well. She went to the protests. Some of my cousins did, who are teachers. So, you know, I'm from a family of educators, and I believe this. You know, they really, I support them in this fight. So yeah, so I got skin in the game, unlike the white nationalists who are going to be mad in the comment section. Anyways, but yeah, if y'all want to follow me, first of all, thanks for having me on, Daho. It's always good to come on here and you know, be cringe in the chat, and thanks for allowing me to be cringe here. And you can follow me on Twitch and on YouTube at Boy Meets Minnie, so you can see the links in the description. And you know, I talk about South Asia, where I'm from, but I also do some fun gaming. I also play Satisfactory, so you got competition, bro.
Thanks, Fox of Fate.
Yes, that's so true. That's true. Sam is correct, actually.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, although I'm on Linux, not Win95. Yes, YouTubers.
Not the VTubers.
So, no. Who knows? I might become a PNG tuber. You started this.
Whoa! You don't blame me. No. You keep my. No. Yeah, I'm gonna become Will Smith. I'm gonna come up and smack you and say you keep my name up your mouth.
Anyways, yeah, no, we'll all blame Mux Taco for this. So, anyways, but yeah. It's good to be on. I hope to be on again. And yeah, if there's any updates on this, I'll continue to monitor the situation and. You know, let's see what happens. Yeah, may the protests continue.
Yes, you know, solidarity and whatnot, of course. Anywho, gamers, you know, it's good to see that the fascism is starting to collapse in and of itself. The internal contradictions of the system are now being laid out very fucking clear for all the, like, coping, like, far-right weirdos saying, like, Zoomers actually like being right wing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, dude. Totally. Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong. Wrong.
Tell the material. Tell that to the material conditions around the world, and just be like, people still love fascism or whatever the fuck. Yeah. Okay. You huff that fucking copium, bros. It's good to see that overall, there is a significant class awareness that's happening more and more. I've said this before, as a byproduct of this sort of like far right wave that's been happening all across the world. People are going to see.
I think it's over. It's over.
Yeah, it's probably going to wane at this point in time, because it's being made very clear that none of these people actually care. They're all pedophiles and they hate you. And everyone's just
eugenicists, pedophile. Yeah, they all hate you.
Yeah, they all hate you, and they're all pedophiles. And everyone's just like, wow, these guys are all pedophiles, and they all fucking hate us. And everyone's sort of like feeling that, and just like, man, fuck this bullshit. And people want something different. They do not want the do-nothing, namby-pamby, fucking dumb fuck liberals. They want something that will bring generational fucking change. And that much has always been very clear and evident. Problem is that most people within positions of power, and this is where the next step is supposed to come, in terms of all of this, a recognition that it is capital, a current system of economics that we currently are under right now is being made extremely clear that they do not care, they do not want any success for you or your family. It is all just a bunch of lines on a spreadsheet. And yeah, like, listen, Zara Mamdani, I'm saying this, there's a reason why he is as incredibly important as he is, because he has, believe it or not, worldwide appeal. Yeah, everybody fucking likes him. Who would have thought?
In India especially, people love him there. Oh my god. Like, all the young people make Mamdani prime minister.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, they're calling on him to be prime minister.
Yeah, because he is showing, and I've said this before, this is why he's as important as he is. He is showing people that if you can have belief in the state, you can have belief in broader socialist systems. They can function. You just have to have someone who actually fucking cares, and that is someone who does actually care, and that's been made very self-evident and extremely clear, despite all the the tomfoolery that constantly happens with all the fascists, because the contradictions are all just showing themselves.
Yep, and it's all coming to a head now, and especially in the day of modern media, where they try to suppress dissent and communications and sharing of information. That's harder than ever. It's much harder to suppress that stuff than it was in the 1930s, or 1920s. In the 1920s, yeah, I mean, they had to print zines, print zines under the table and stuff like that's what they were doing. And so yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's I fully agree, and let's hope we see more of this, and
it will only continue until some form of change happens. What that sort of takes, how it sort of takes form, ultimately that's a different question. But otherwise, something is going to happen. We are in a unprecedented historic times, and quote unquote, we should be expecting probably some form of a massive change. We'll see how that exactly takes form.
Hopefully it's democratic socialism. That's a logical next step. But anyways, yeah, as the freedom fighters said, 80, 90, 100 years ago in the subcontinent, Inkilab Zindabad, long live the resistance.
Long live indeed.
Yes. All right. Thanks.
Very cool. Very good. And I love building things. Oh boy, I love playing my factory games.
Yeah. What did you build in the background while we were yapping?
Reinforced carbon. That's what it's called.
Carbon squared.
Shut
what
the fuck up? No one cares.
What mod is this?
Trash.
Fuck you, Zane. Suck my balls.
Imagine not. I literally run a Satisfactory server. Be quiet.
Yeah, fuck you, Zane. I will kill you. Smile. Oh yeah, the song. What's the song?
Okay, meantime, enough.
Yeah, I have to talk.
Take a break from the protest.
I have to talk about Asmongold's girlfriend eventually. Okay.
All right. I'll see you over in chat.
Getting over into the real content, obviously.
All right. All right. I'm hanging up. See you on the other side.
Bye, Boy Meets Minnie. Yeah, fuck you. No more Boy Meets Minnie for you ingrates. Boy Meets Mini is dead. I have killed him. I ate him, actually. Let's see. Where the fuck is the video ninja? There